We are going to start a new chapter, and the name of the chapter is going to be issue of shares. Now first, before understanding the entire chapter of issue of shares as to how they are allotted, how exactly amount is being collected from the general public, or how exactly a company is functioning by the money collected from general public, there are a few terms which I believe everybody should be knowing before understanding issue of shares. Firstly, let us understand what exactly do you mean by authorized capital. Now authorized capital is generally written by the memorandum of association. Now in this, what exactly happened, this particular capital is also called as nominal, or it could also be called as your registered capital. Now registered capital basically means maximum amount of shares where, or you can say maximum amount of capital which could actually be asked by the company. That means sometimes there are certain restrictions where you can limit the amount of how much capital you can actually collect from the public. Okay, so this is the maximum capital which is being divided into shares. So it could be like 10 rupees a share or 100 rupees a share and so on. Okay, so maximum amount which could be actually collected from the general public. Second one will be issued capital. Now issued capital basically it is a part of the authorized capital which is actually offered to the public. Okay, now for example, you may be eligible to raise 110 crores, but actually offered is only 1 crore because you may be needed only this much amount of capital from the public. So this is the difference between the two. Authorized could be 10 crore, but you are in need of only 1, so this much is actually demanded, or it has been asked by the public to apply for shares. Okay, next one, subscribed capital. Subscribed capital is a part of your issued capital which is actually subscribed by the capital. That basically means whenever you are asking for money, how much amount of money in the form of shares have actually people applied for. Okay, so for example, if you need 10 lakh rupees of money, imagine if it is 10 lakh, if the issued capital is 10 lakh. Subscribed means imagine how much amount of people have actually contributed. 8,000 shareholders have contributed to 10 each. So it will become 80,000. So this much amount of money you have actually received from the public. That is your subscribed capital. Called up capital, the amount of shares which is asked to be paid in via calls. So what exactly happens? The entire amount of money will not be needed on a very single day. So for example, if the value of the share is 10 rupees, so this particular value will be split in various forms. So whenever I am asking you to apply for shares, you may give 4 rupees out of this. Then in the first call, when after you've given in the form of application and after the company selected your applications, you may be asked to make the remaining payment. Then the remaining payment in the next call, like that it is. Paid up capital is also called as termed paid up capital. So if someone has not paid any part of the calls, it will be called as call in arrears, and the remaining will be called as paid up capital. Okay, so that is the basic amount of understanding. Remaining will be how exactly issue of shares happen. Issue of shares happens in 3 different forms. So the allotment generally happens at par, that is if the value of the share is 10 rupees, you will collect 10 rupees per share from the general public. Premium, if the value of 10 is if the value of the share is 10 rupees, you will collect it at 12. It is completely depending upon the demand supply scenario. Discount, if the value of the share is 10, you will release it at 8 rupees. Okay, this is the entire understanding. Next one, forms of payment of issue of shares can either happen in lump sum payment or in installment. Now lump sum, generally whenever we are collecting money via the mode of applications, you receive in lump sum. Remaining balance amount will generally come in installments. Okay, so those installments will be called as, first will be application, next will be on the basis of allotment when the company is allotting you shares. Next one can be first call, second call, and whichever is the last call, you call it as final call. Last time when the company is demanding for money to be paid by the person who is subscribed for the share capital. Okay, now journal entries, when we understand for lump sum issue, generally it happens in the form of application. Okay, so the journal entry is bank account debit to share application, and eventually this particular money will be converted to capital, so it is share application account debit to share capital, that is balance being transferred. So next journal entry will be on issue of shares on installment. So what happens, once your application has got selected, you will have to make the remaining payment for the part of the share that is pending. Initially it may look a little difficult, but once when we have started doing the problems, I am very sure you will all excel in this chapter. It's just a matter of knowing journal entries, that's all. Okay, so what happens is whenever there is a company, okay, so this particular company may need certain money, and you go down to the market, that is your general person, to collect money for the company. Okay, so here what happens, this for example, imagine the company goes down to its financial manager and asks how much amount of money do we need. Depending upon that, a company issues shares and collects money. Now what happens, there will be a certain scenario that you may not need the money immediately, or you may be needed in 2 months or 3 months, or little time duration later. That is the entire reason behind how application, allotment, first call, second call, this entire story revolves around. So you collect a little portion. So for example, one share is costing 10. I will collect 4 rupees out of this while application only. Remaining 2 rupees I will collect during allotment. Again I'll collect during first call. Again I'll collect during final call, 4, 6, 8, 10. So that same amount of money will get divided into a number of portions. That's the entire understanding. Okay, so little when we are collecting in the form of application, this will be the journal entry. When we are collecting in the form of allotment, again allotment is a part of your share capital. Money that is receiving will go to share allotment. Similarly, first call to share capital, bank to share capital, second to share capital, bank to share capital. This is the entire journal entry, how it is going to revolve around. We'll start doing our questions later. Now let us take up the second question. While we are doing issue of shares at par, it says Southern Limited is issuing a prospectus offering of 1 lakh equity shares of rupees 10 each. And how this 10 rupees is being collected, it is done in various forms. First 2 rupees will be collected on application, 2 on allotment, 3 on the first call and 3 on the final call. What easy preparations you have to do is only journal entries, share capital, bank or cash account. Opening balance sheet is what the question is asking you to, expecting you to write. So let's straightforwardly get forward to the question. Okay, sorry for the noise. So the question basically is as elaborate as how it is written here. Total amount of money that you are expecting to be collected from the general public is 10 lakh. And since the requirement may be over a period of time or maybe after a little duration, that is how it is split into various forms. So 2 rupees on every single share will be collected on application, 2 on allotment, 3 on the final call, 3 on the first call and 3 on the final call. So if you sum up all together, you will get 10 lakh. No complications, nothing, straightforward journal entries. So firstly, when you are receiving money on application, right, what do we say? Bank account debit to share application account. Now why do we not say due? Is because whenever you are filling or whenever you are giving applications, you also give money to them. And once that is done, only then confirmation comes whether you are eligible enough to become a shareholder or not. Okay, that is why initially money flows into the company with application. Like for example, when you also go in colleges and you apply for some courses, you give some application money. It's just like that. Okay, so bank account to share application, money that is received, and now this particular money received in the form of application will become your share capital. So it is share application to share capital. Okay, next one. If I have confirmed all of these people that they are going to be eligible enough to become shareholders in my company, then I will ask them to make the remaining payment in the form of allotment. So share allotment to share capital. After it is due on a particular date, people will give the money back. So it will say bank account debit to share capital 2 lakhs each. Right? Next one. After that, remaining amount is then collected in the form of first call and the final call. First call, what you will say, share first call account to capital which is due, bank account debit to share first call, money received on first call. So it's extremely simple. The entries just keep repeating one after the other. So it was first call to capital, bank to first call to capital, bank to final call. That's all. Only the terminologies or only the level or the stages keep changing. That's all. Okay, so if the question has been completed till here, we are expected to do capital, bank and balance sheet. So balance sheet, if we start, it's very simple. We were raising 10 lakh in the form of shares, equity shares, and we have received 10 lakhs as cash. We are closing. Bank, we will basically show how much amount of money has flown inside. Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. So this money has come in various stages in the form of application, allotment, final call and first call, so on. Next is your share capital. How much amount of money has taken a form of your capital. Application, allotment, first call, final call. So this is one amongst your most simplest, most easiest variety of problems which can be seen, and these are generally, so with journal entries and a few ledger accounts, whenever these kind of questions are asked, it's generally for section C for 12 marks, 14 marks, 15 marks, depending upon the type of university or whichever university you are applying for exams. Okay. Alright, so after we have completed this, we are going to go with the next concept, that is on premium. So whenever shares are issued on premium. Okay. Let us go through our first problem when we are dealing with premium of shares, issue of shares on premium. Okay, I'm sorry for that. So Suguna Mills Limited is issuing 10,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each at a premium of 2. That means we are going to collect 12 rupees per share. Okay, 2 at premium, extra price. Now how exactly this particular division of 12 rupees will happen? 2 on application, 4 on allotment. Allotment will include premium. Now if we have to differentiate or remove the amount of premium, that means actually the value will be 2 and remaining 2 rupees of this will be premium amount. 2 rupees in the first, 2 rupees in the second, and balance in the final call. So the actual twist in the question is that the shares all were subscribed. Money was received except first and final call on 1000 shares. Okay, you are expected to find out journal entries. Now let us first write down the entire summary of whatever we have understood. 10,000 shares were there. It is issued at 12 rupees, premium of 2 rupees. Total amount of capital that we are going to raise in the form of equity shareholder will be 1,20,000. Now this 10 plus 2, how exactly are you going to receive? 2 rupees, 4 an allotment. 2 will be the allotment money, 2 will be premium money. Okay, this is the distribution, right? Now why have we made this distribution very important? Whenever we are transferring the share capital amount and whenever any company is raising money in the form of premium, we will not make it a part of share capital, but this extra amount whatever we have received will go to securities premium account. Okay, whatever extra amount we have received, it will go to securities premium account. That is why we are writing this separately. Good. Second important thing, premium can only be collected when you are making allotment, not any other way. Premium can only be collected only while you are doing allotment, nowhere else. Okay. Next, 2 rupees on first call, 2 on second call and 2 on final call. This way if you add it together, it will become 12. Now what exactly happened if we just have to convert these values to amount? 10,000 shares, 2 rupees 20. 10,000 shares, 4 rupees 40,000. In the first call what happened, the question is telling you have received the money everywhere but not on first call and the final call. That means when first call was done, 1,000 shareholders did not give the money. So actually this is the amount of call in arrears and this is the amount totally received. Now what is call in arrears? Whenever after the allotment of shares the company is asking for money and a few set of people who have not given the money to the company, this will become arrear, due. Okay. Second call, 10,000 shares into 2 rupees. Again on the final call, 1,000 shareholders did not give this money, so it is separated. So we are not showing it together, we are separating 20,000. 2,000 rupees is not yet received and 18,000 was received. Okay, this is what we are showing. This is how exactly, if you know this particular calculation, then your journal entries will become extremely simple. Okay. Now firstly, what is the first entry for our application? We will always start with bank account because whenever it is application, money will also come with it. So bank account debit to share application, total amount of money 20,000 was received. So 2020. This particular amount will now be considered as capital. So it is share application account debit to share capital account 2020. Now, most important catch of the day. How exactly are you going to write your allotment? Because allotment will also include premium. Right, so we will write how much amount of allotment money we actually had to receive, 40,000. How much was in the form of capital? Actual amount of allotment was, how many number of shares do we have? This was your allotment money, and the remaining 2 rupees was your premium, because in the allotment already they have told allotment includes premium, and we already know from the question that the question said in the second line 10 rupees each at a premium of 2 rupees per share. So out of this 4, 2 is premium, 2 will become allotment. Okay, so this will go separately in your share premium account. We will write money that is due on allotment with premium. Now this particular amount, when it is transferring to, when you are receiving, it will become bank account to share allotment account 40/40. Next one, you are receiving money on the first call. Now on the first call, what exactly happened? You actually are going to show how much amount of money is due. On 10,000 shares, how much money is due? 2 rupees per share. So that full amount first we will write bank account debit to share allotment. 40,000 is due. 10,000 were shares of 2 rupees each. This much amount of money we know it should come. But actually how much did it come? Only to the extent of, sorry, is this first call? Sorry, this was allotment. Sorry, I'm so sorry. This was allotment. So total amount of money, this is not the thing. Yes, it is 2. Sorry, this is 4. I am so sorry. I thought this was the second one. Extremely sorry. It is 4 because the allotment is now getting transferred to bank. No, actual amount of money that you are receiving. I'm so sorry. Please correct this. This is allotment amount. We are showing the difference of how much is the capital, how much premium, and total amount of money received. Okay. I'm extremely sorry. Starting with the next one. I hope I've told. Okay. So we'll just correct it. I hope till here it is clear and you don't have any more doubts. Sorry for the disturbance. Okay, now here at least this much is understood. 18,002. I just got a little, not seeing the amount, no, so I just got a little scared of what happened. Eventually, after we've completed with this, the next one says what? The amount of money that is received. So because there was a line, I just got a little scared. So it is 20 only. So on the first call, what we actually had to receive? 10,000 into 2 rupees 2020. But how much did we actually receive? Only 18,000. And remaining 1,000 shareholders have not given the amount. So we write bank account debit, calls in arrear account debit to share first call account, that is 20,000. 18,000 that is received, 2 that is not yet received. So how much ever amount of money that is received will only be reflecting in your bank or cash account. That is why it is 18,000. Okay. This is amount that was due. Next one, on the second call obviously there was no problem. On second call all the people have given the money back. So it is second call to share capital, bank account to share second call account. How much was due? The same amount was paid. Again there was a problem arising on 1,000 people. The same entry what we did for first call is going to get replicated. This much amount of money was due on the share. Bank account debit, how much is received? Calls in arrear account debit, 2,000 is not yet received on 1,000 shares. Okay, these people have not given. To share capital account 20,000. Alright. Now the entire thing starts is with the issue of balance sheet of how exactly you are going to show calls in arrears. Total amount of money was 1 lakh. I did tell you last time. We are going to consider only 10,000 into 10. Remaining 2 rupees that you are getting on 10,000 shares will be transferred to reserve and surplus as securities premium as 20,000. So 1 lakh. Total of 4,000 is call in arrear. 1 on the final call and 1 on the first call. So this will go here, and the actual amount of capital raise is 96,000. This you will add it together as cash. Okay. This we are adding it in the cash. 96,000 plus 20. It will become 1,60,000. So next question on issue of shares on premium. This time I am right. Okay, so it says one company is issuing 20,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each at a premium of 2 rupees per share. Now how exactly this allotment is happening? 2 on application, 5 on allotment, 3 first call, and the balance on second and final call. All the shares were subscribed, money was duly received. Again there were a few people who have not given it on time, which were 100 shares on the first and 2 shareholders of 50 shares each on second and final call. Let us look into the journal entries. Let us first find out of what exactly is the tabulation data. Okay, so we know 20,000 shares were there, including premium. This is 10 plus 2. So the continuation will be 20,000 equity shares, 10 rupees, premium of 2. So if you calculate 12 per share, it will become actual amount to be raised is 2,40,000. But what happened if you are dividing this amount? 2 rupees was what we had to receive in the form of application. 20,000 shares into 2 is 40,000. Allotment money includes premium, right? So since the question is very clearly telling that the premium value is 2 rupees, remaining 3 will become allotment, right? Here how much did we say? 20,000 shares into 5 is 1 lakh rupees. Now first call, again 20,000 into 3, but what exactly happened? 100 shareholders did not give the money. So it is 300 deficit. So actually we had to receive 20,000 into 3, 60. 60 minus 300, actually how much amount did we receive till now is 59,700. Second, in the final call, 2 rupees you had to receive, but the question is very clearly telling you 2 shareholders holding 50 shares each. Okay, so 50 2 holders, 100 shares into 2, 200 is not yet come. Calls in arrears, how much we had to actually receive? 20,000 into 2, 40. 40,000 minus 200, 39,800. So actual amount of money that is received on all application, allotment, etc. was amounting to 2,39,500. Okay, extremely simple, very easy problem, just a matter of understanding, and if you've done this tabulation of data, it's going to become even more easier. Let's start with the journal entries. Now always remember, allotment only, premium can only be collected on the basis of allotment only. Okay, firstly, when your application money has arrived along with the application, what is the entry? Bank account to share application, and if you are converting your application money to capital, it becomes share application account debit to share capital. Okay, next one, what happened in the form of allotment? Allotment account debit. Now because allotment already included allotment money plus premium money, premium is not going to be considered as a part of your share capital, rather this portion of the premium will go to reserves and surplus, liability side of balance sheet as the heading share premium account. Okay, so how much did we receive? We had 3 rupees on allotment, we had 3 rupees on allotment and 2 rupees on premium. So 20,000 into 3, 60, 20,000 into 2, 40, 1 lakh rupees tallied, we have received. Next one, if you have received this amount due on allotment, it is with premium. Now if you are receiving this, you are converting it to bank account debit to share allotment, money received, the story is closed. Next, on first call, what exactly happens? We had the amount which was due on the first call was to the extent of 60. Okay, how much? Because 20,000 shares into 3 rupees each. Okay, actual money we had to receive, but there were 100 shareholders who had not given the money, right? So actual amount of money this was, but actually how much have you received? 59,700. Remaining becomes your call scenario. That means on call, whenever the company demanded for money, this many number of shareholder did not give the money to the company. Okay, next, last one is your second and final call. Again, on 20,000 shares, 2 rupees each was what was expected by the company. So share second and final call account debit to share capital 40,000 each. But there were 2 people holding 50 shares each, 100. So 100 into 2 will be 200. This much, so this much worth of amount on shares did not was not received. So this will become calls in arrears. Bank account will become 39,800 and the remaining amount is 40. Amongst the total amount, we have received only 39,800. So these are generally the type of questions which are asked for. If journal entries are asked, this could be for 6 marks or 8 marks depending on the university. And in case if they also have certain ledger accounts, this could be asked for section C, 12, 14 or 15 marks depending on the university. Okay, so this is how we are doing problems on issue of shares on premium. I hope this is clear. Okay, now next we can start taking problems on issue of shares on discount. Discount, one very important disclaimer that it can be allowed on allotment only, just the way how premium can be done. Now in this particular concept, we are going to do only one problem for obvious reasons, that according to the Companies Act, of 2013, this particular provision of issuing shares on discount has been slashed, it has been taken back. So now no more companies have the privilege, have the rights to issue shares on discount anymore. Okay, so one simple understanding on discount, that in case if the value of the share is rupees 10, it will be issued at rupees 8, that is on a discount. Okay, so the first question says A Limited is inviting applications for 10,000 shares of rupees 100 each at a discount of 5%. So what is 5% of 100 is 5. Applications at 25, allotment is 34. So 34, it does not mean it includes, it's separate. Okay, it does not include in that. Apart from that, it is, if you add 25, 34 and 90, 36 will come up to 35, 95. Remaining will be discount only. So this is taking into consideration discount factor. Okay, and the first call will be 36. Money was duly received on all shares. So very easy calculation. 10,000 into 25, 10,000 into 34, 10,000 into 36. Then 10,000 into 5 will become your discount. Okay, extremely simple. Now we are receiving 25 on application, bank account debit, 2 share application, 2,50,000, 2,50,000. 10,000 shares into 25. If you are converting application to share capital, same journal entry, share application account debit to share capital. So this particular concept does not change at all. So if you know the journal entry, easily 6 marks, or even if it is coming for section C, you can easily back this amount. Okay. So 2,50,000, 2,50,000. Now the most important trick is between how you are giving allotment money. Share allotment, how much exactly is the amount of allotment? Okay, it is 34 rupees. So 10,000 into 34. And how much is the discount? Discount will always, if the question is silent about discount, assume it has to be in the allotment money, because that is the only way option where the company can charge premium or give away a discount. Okay, so how much amount of share capital will you be actually having is 3,90,000. 3,40,000 will be allotment money, remaining will be the amount of discount that is provided. So 340, 50 and total will become 3,90,000. Bank account share allotment, how much will you get? This is 3,40,000. Kindly change. Okay, this is 3,40,000. Right, next one. Bank means how much amount of money you've actually received. Next one, share first call and final call. Share first and final because is the last total amount will be received in this one call only. And in case if this is the only call the company is telling, you can add the word first and final, second and final, that way. And if you have it in 3 proportion, first to second final, then don't do this. Then do share first call, then share second call, then final call. Okay. Differentiate it properly. Again, first call due 3,60,000 to share capital, bank account debit to share account first is, which is receipt. So it's extremely simple, carries the same amount of logic. It's only that how much amount of discount do you give. Share allotment, discount to share capital account. Okay, this is extremely easy. May not be asked by most universities considering changes which have been made in Companies Act of 2013, but yet for your information we've also solved one more additional problem on this. So the next important topic that we are going to discuss is pro rata allotment. And whenever issue of shares are happening on a pro rata basis, generally students go very scared when listening about pro rata allotment because it involves a little bit of calculations. But I do assure that after listening to this particular lecture and after following one simple easy trick, you are going to never forget this topic and easily calculate pro rata allotment. Okay. So let's look into the first question. It says Bangalore Milk Limited was registered with a capital of 3 lakhs, divided 30,000 shares of 10 rupees each. Now how exactly are you going to collect this capital from public? 2 rupees on application, 3 rupees on allotment, 2 rupees on first call and 3 on final call. Now here what they say, the applications which were received was 50,000 shares and allotment was as follows. So pro rata allotment basically means it is obvious to see that 30,000 if I've issued, 50,000 can apply. But later if there is a provision, okay, that I do not want to upset anybody. Okay, I don't want to upset anybody and I will say that okay, I will give an opportunity for many people to come and apply for the shares. Or how exactly will I make a distribution is what it has been seen. So the company decides it cannot be possible that I can have large number of people, okay, because even if I collect extra amount of capital, this will become of no use, it will be idle funds. Neither I can say that I have to take, I cannot accept everybody's capital, right? So I have to take some stand. So what did the company said? On every first 10,000 applicants, all 10,000 will get the shares. Next 30,000 applications will get the remaining share. That is, actually it is 30,000. Remaining 20,000 will get distributed between 30,000 applicant, and 10,000 applicants will not get any shares. That means their share will get rejected and their application money will be returned back. So money that is overpaid on application has been utilized towards allotment and money returned on rejected shares. Record for journal entries. Okay. So extremely simple, don't have to be worried about. It is just that how exactly the company is making allotment. Okay. Total amount of shares are 30,000. First 10,000 are given 10,000 shares. Remaining 30,000 people are given 20,000. Remaining means 30 minus 10 is 20,000 shares will be given to 30,000 applicants. Okay. That's the only type of understanding. But the most important portion is here. Okay. How exactly when extra amount has been received on application, how will you adjust that money on allotment? Okay. That is the basic understanding. Now for this we have to understand a table. This particular table says how much I've applied, how much has been allotted, what is received, due, excess, allotment, call and bank. Okay. Now let us take the first example. It says 10,000 people had applied in the first case. Correct. 10,000 people had applied and for every 10,000 I allotted how many? 10,000 shares. If I am allotting 10,000 shares, how much did I receive? On the basis of 2 rupees per share, I received 20,000 rupees. 10,000 shares into 2 rupees, 20,000. What is due? 20,000 I should receive from them. Okay, once I have confirmed, I have to receive this much. Is there any extra amount that I have received? No. So, no excess, no allotment, no call, no bank, nothing. Okay. Now, let us take the third scenario first. Okay. So, here it said no, 10,000 application, 10,000 shares. On remaining 10,000 third one, it says nil. That means all this is rejected. Now, I did tell you on the basis of application, if extra amount of shares are there, everybody has the liberty to apply for shares. Okay. So, that is why I have received extra amount. What will I do? I will refund it back. 10,000 shares for which amount that is received is 20,000. 10,000 shares into 2. This what I will do? I will directly write it in bank that this particular amount will be refunded. Okay. This scenario is clear. Now coming down to the next one. Now what has happened? 30,000 shareholders have applied, for which actually I have allotted how many? 20,000 shares only, because this is the only capacity of amount which I am actually in need of. I will not apply, I will not allow more number of people to become shareholder, neither will I collect extra capital. Okay, when it is not needed, why should I take extra capital? So I will allot only 20,000 shares. Now if I am receiving, how much amount of money will I actually receive? People have applied for 30,000 and along with the application they will give the money also. So 30,000 into 2, which will become 60,000. Okay. Due means how much amount of money I actually had to receive. I had to receive only on 20,000. So 20,000 into 2 will be 40. What is the difference between the two? Whatever amount I have received on this application is 20,000 rupees extra. Okay. Now what I will do? For example, imagine if you were going to some musical class, if you were learning something like guitar. Okay. And if you had to pay some course fee. So instead of paying 3,000 rupees per month, by mistake you paid 6,000. Okay. Now what will the particular organization do? They will say, okay fine, we are not going to refund this money. Rather what you will do, next month, this is for January, imagine. For February, don't pay the money. This money I will allot. Anyway, next month you will have to make the payment. So I will set off the payment here. This happens, right? In many cases. If you pay extra, they'll say next month you don't pay. We will settle it off here only. So there is no harm in this. It is completely okay. That is what is the question telling you to do. The question is telling you money, whatever you have overpaid on application, adjust that in the allotment. So whenever this 20,000 shareholders will have to pay the remaining amount. Correct. You will have to pay the remain, right? I have distributed shares between who all? One is 10,000 shareholder, one is amongst 20,000. All of them have to pay application money. All of them have to pay money on allotment. They have to pay money on first call, second call, etc. So instead of paying the first call money, I will adjust this money here only. Instead of paying this, I will adjust this here only. That is the basic understanding. Instead of paying tomorrow, whatever extra you have paid today, that I will adjust. That is the understanding. So that is why the remaining deficit amount I will write in the form of allotment. I hope this should be very much clear, right? And this was one very easy example to understand. If you had to pay February month's fee, I will take it away right here, right? So now exactly how will it be shown in the form of journal entry? Bank account to share application, how much amount of money you have actually received is 1 lakh. Now how did I calculate 1 lakh? 10,000 shareholders paid 2 rupees 20, 30,000 shareholders paid 60,000 and 10,000 paid 20. Whatever extra also I have received, I will record them also 1 lakh. Bank account debit to share application. How much did I actually convert into share capital? Share application I have received of 1 lakh. Actual amount of capital will be 60,000. How it is 60? Can somebody just tell? 20 and this 40. That's all. Whatever is actually the portion. 30,000 into 2. This is the actual amount which is needed. So I will take only this much. Right. Whatever is due, only this much I will take. This is 60. Share allotment. Why? Because whatever extra amount I have received, and whenever I am adjusting, example, if this particular person, okay, has to pay, if I am selecting them to become shareholder, they have paid only application money. Okay. Now these people, when they have paid extra money, what I will say, tomorrow if I am taking your application, I have confirmed you as equity shareholder, then whatever is remaining on allotment, on first call and final call, that also you will have to pay, no? So instead of refunding you, again tomorrow you giving me back, what I will do, I will adjust in the form of allotment. I'll say again next time on allotment, whenever I'm asking you money, that time you don't pay, you pay it right now. Okay, that I will adjust. Simple, like your fees. Like you pay fees on installment, and by mistake if you pay 2 installment at once, they'll say don't pay the next installment. I will adjust it. It's just like that. Okay. So I adjusted another 20,000, and whatever was actually refunded by the remaining 10,000 shareholders here, that will be given back to bank account. So application money is got transferred also, money is got refunded also. Okay. Now next one. What is the amount we have to calculate for allotment? Allotment will be 3 rupees. 30,000 into 3 will be 90, right? So we have written share allotment account debit to share capital. How much amount of money we had to actually receive in the form of allotment, okay, while we are allotting or while we are confirming them to become our shareholder. But how much have we written in the next journal entry? It says bank account debit to share allotment is 70. Why? Because in the earlier journal entry we've already recorded that at the time of application only these many people had given this much amount extra. So we are writing 70,000 will be received later. Whenever in accounting terms we are recording, it is very important for us to be very crystal clear in recording of what transaction happened when. Okay, if you are writing 90 here, then again there will be a change that you have not refunded their money back, taken extra, all that scenario will happen. So it has to be very crystal clearly told that 20 we have already received in advance and remaining 70 we have received now after the due date. Now next one. Now there is no other problem. You had to receive how much amount of money? 2 rupees on first call, 3 rupees on final call. So 20,000 into 260, 20,000 into 3, 90. That is the amount. So on the first call, how much did you receive? Share first call account debit to capital account 60. Receiving means transferring or converting into capital. So bank account debit to first call 60, 60 tallied. Next one is 20,000 into 3. 20,000 shares of 3 rupees each. Final call you are receiving, and this one was, sorry, it's not due. It's money due on final call received. Yes, it's perfectly right. So this was your entire pro rata allotment. The only way of understanding is money that is received extra today, how it is adjusted, that whenever you have to make the payment tomorrow, you've received in advance, that you make an adjustment. That's all. Okay. I hope this should be very clear for now with easy examples. So the next question on issue of shares on pro rata allotment. Okay. So this particular company has an authorized capital 3 lakhs, invited for applications 20,000 shares of 10 each. Payable 3 on application, for allotment. On allotment premium is already added. and 4 rupees in the first and final call. There was an oversubscription which we can actually see. Applications were received for 36,000 shares. Okay, 36,000 shares where we had actually demanded only for 20,000 shares. Now what does the question say? It is telling you that on 15,000 shares first we are giving them 15,000. When it is 2,500 shares were rejected, that is why it is nil, and 18,500 shareholders will get 5,000 shares. What we are expected to do? We are expected to find out the excess money on application which is adjusted against the sum due on allotment and calls. Money was duly received, prepare journal entry. Okay. So here what I hope this is very much clear, that the company will decide as to who will get how much. Okay. So whatever extra money we have done, we have to now divide it between allotment and calls. So that is the entire question. Okay. Let's just look into the table and see how exactly this is being projected. So according to the pro rata table, how much ever is applied, allotted, received, due, excess, allotment money, call money and bank. This is how exactly it is to be done. Okay. So on the first one, okay, let's just see of how exactly the first thing is being done. So when we have this particular data, let us just look into the first one. It says 15,000 had applied and we have given them all 15,000 shares. The value on application was how much? 3 rupees on application was actually received. We are basically trying to do what? Whatever extra amount is received on application, that particular thing will get divided amongst allotment and calls. That is the key point to be undertaken. That is why the entire table is dependent on application money only. Okay, this one you please bear into mind. Every extra amount that is received on application, that one we will distribute in the later stages of when we have to receive money. Okay, so 15,000 into 3 will be 45. This was the only amount which was due. So no extra amount, nothing else. Okay. Now taking second one, 2,500, we have not allotted anything because we have rejected all 2,500. What was the money due on 2,500 people? 2,500 shareholders were given 3 rupees each on application. So there was nothing due because we have not allotted anything. So how can it be due? This total amount is extra. Everything will get refunded back. Okay. Now the third scenario is 18,500. How much shares have we given them? 5,000. But how much have we received in the form of application? 18,500 into 3. This much. But how much was actually due? How much we had actually had to accept from them? Only to the extent of 5,000 into 3. 5,000 into 3 rupees in application only. So difference between the two becomes extra. What is the logic for pro rata? Now if I have accepted 5,000 shares, these people cannot only give the application money and be quiet. They have to give the money on allotment. They have to give money on first call, second call, etc. whenever asked by the company. So what I will do, this extra amount I will adjust in allotment and call. I will tell them, see, anyway you have to pay me money on allotment, you have to pay me money on call. So what you do, today whatever extra money you have given it to me, I will adjust in the form of allotment and call money. Later you will not have to pay me anything. Okay, so no cheating, no wrong things happening. It is just that whatever extra you have taken, I will adjust it tomorrow. Alright. Now, what was the allotment money? Here in the question they told you 4 rupees was what had to be collected in the form of allotment. 5,000 shares into 4 is 20. And what had to be collected on the first and final call? Again 4 rupees. So 5,000 into 4, 20. Okay. So total amount is done. Application, allotment, first and final call. Everything is over. Right. So whatever is the extra money that is remaining, that much we will refund it back. Okay. This is the exact understanding. Alright. So here in this particular question they have told you 10 rupees was the share, 3 rupees on application, 4 on allotment and 4 on first and final call. Total comes to 11 and allotment includes 1 rupee of premium. Okay, because it is telling 4 rupees on allotment, on premium is added. If 10 rupees is the share, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. And if 10 rupees is the share, whatever is extra, 1 rupee, that will become the premium amount. Okay. I am telling you this is because whenever you're doing allotment, you will also have to do share premium account, transfer that premium. That is why this will be important. Alright, I hope till here everything is very much clear. If not, kindly go back and please listen to it once again. It will be very much clear. Okay. So firstly, amount received 108. Whatever you have received, even if it is extra, everything you add. Then we will only record how much amount of capital I actually had to receive in the form of capital when it comes to application. So in the form of application, how much I had to actually receive? Only 60,000. 20,000 shares, 3 rupees on application, 60. I have received advance money for allotment, advance money for calls. First call that I've made here, this one, 20. And bank account is 8,000. How 8,000? 7.5 plus 500. Correct, no? So that's how we will write it here. Next one, what we are going to do is our allotment money. So share allotment account debit, because there is one portion of money which says that we are charging them premium here in the question. 4 rupees on allotment. Okay, again I'll just tell you of how exactly did we do. 3 rupees was application, 4 rupees was allotment, 4 rupees was first call. So total is 11, but actually the value of per share is 10. Difference between the two is 1 rupee. And always premium is collected only on allotment. Okay. Allotment total amount of money received is 80,000. Capital, how much it will go? 2060, and the remaining 1 rupee what extra we have collected will go to securities premium account. Okay. Remaining bank account debit to share allotment, money received 60,000 only. Right. Next, on the first call to share capital, 80,000, 80,000. Next one, we will only record that much amount of money which we are going to receive. 20,000 in the form of this particular individual had given us extra. So we will remove that and record only what is remainingly taken at a later stage. This is already received in advance. Okay. That is why we write bank account debit, calls in advance account debit to share cap final account. We actually had to receive so much. This we are receiving at the time of call. This was received in advance. At the time of application only we have received. That is why it is calls in advance account. Okay. I hope this should be very much clear.